Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, we could do better than that. Good afternoon, everyone. So I am Council President LaMonica McIver. I welcome everyone here today to announce the passing of Vote 16 Newark. An ordinance that will allow 16 and 17-year-olds the right to vote and participate in school board elections here in the city of Newark. I am pleased to be a sponsor and champion of this legislation. I would like to thank my colleague, South Ward Councilman, all the way from the mighty South Ward, Patrick Orlando Council. I'm gonna say his full name so y'all get it right in the paper, for helping me champion this ordinance and helping me co-sponsor this. I wanna thank all of my council members, each and every last one of them who supported this ordinance. Some of them who are here today, they all were actually here. Councilman Louis Quintana at large, Councilman at large Carlos Gonzalez, Councilman of the West Ward Dupre Kelly, Councilman of the East Ward Michael Silva, Councilman Larry Crump at large, and as well as the other fragrance of this council, my sister, Councilwoman Louise Scott Roundtree. This has been supported. We should clap for that. The entire council supported this, and I'm thankful for their support. Today, Newark has become the largest city in the United States to expand voting rights to young people since 1971, when the 26th Amendment lowered the voting age to 18 nationwide. And once again, it's historic here in the city of Newark that we are paving the way, once again, the largest doing it, showing folks how to get on board and do things like Newark does. Okay, because I'm from Newark and I'm proud of it. Right. When I was 11, I was blessed with the opportunity to have a teacher who was running for office who taught me, as well as my entire class in the 5th grade, what civics and what democracy was. We were allotted an opportunity to get involved in a real campaign and be a part of that. One of the reasons I decided to run for an elected position was because those lessons my teacher taught and demonstrated to me. So I'm always in support of young people. I'm always in support of empowering young people. I'm always in support of putting young people in a position for their betterment. I am unapologetic about that. As I said a couple of hours, well, I don't know if it's a couple of hours ago or an hour ago at this point. I'm losing track of time. I've been in meetings since 12:30, but I'm definitely unapologetic about that as being a young person involved in democracy and being taught that. That was the one thing that helped me grow out of my situation when I was young growing up here in the city of Newark. It helped deliver me, and honestly, it helped me become who I am today. Democracy, civics, and politics really saved my life. Getting involved in something positive, someone showing you, having a whole network of people and a leader to show you how to love your community, how to give back to your community, how to be a part of the civic process. For 10 to 15 years before I could even vote, I was involved in politics. I was in the background working, doing GOTV, doing voter registration, and there are so many more young people out here who are doing that today. Most of the campaigns that we have, sometimes, it was times, Councilman Council will attest, we had a whole campaign community that was nothing but young people. Most of the volunteers were young people. They were under 18. They worked hard. They were dedicated. They showed up each and every day. And for so long, they could not even participate and physically go out to vote. And so today, allowing 16 or 17-year-olds to be able to participate, to actually go out and pull the lever for someone who is representing them is just momentum here. And I'm just so super happy and proud to be able to support this. So I know we're going to be having words from our mayor who's going to walk in at any given second, but I'm going to pivot a little bit, as I always have to do. It's my job to pivot. I do want to be clear that it seems like it was like years ago, but a gentleman, we call him the other fine gentleman from the South Ward, we lived in the South Ward, called and said to me let me pivot again then. All right, pivot again. So once again, like I was saying, we're very excited about this here in the city of Newark, about passing this. And we wouldn't be able to do any of this without our leader here in the city. Here in the city of Newark, we are not scared of democracy. We're not running from democracy in a time where the world and this, this nation that we live in is trying to take away people's rights, take away democracy, successful at some things. Here in Newark, that's not us. And it's because we have a great leader who, by the way, was the teacher I was talking about before he walked in. We have a leader who is champion to make sure that Newark is leading the way. So at this time, I'd like to welcome up my mayor, our mayor, Mayor Rash J. Baraka.
Thank you. I don't know what was said. It was all untrue. No, but I want to thank the Councilwoman, Council President LaMonica McGyver, thank the Municipal Council for making this happen. But more importantly, the Institute for Social Justice, Ryan Haygood, all of the folks that are behind the scenes pushing. Even got the governor to say that they should have it at his State of the State, across the state of New Jersey, which I think is incredible. Obviously, we know the school board races are probably the less engaged races in the city, probably across the state of New Jersey as well, maybe even across the country. I think this is a good opportunity for young people to begin to get engaged politically, to be a real voting bloc in an election that affects them directly. This is an opportunity to really engage candidates who would probably really need their votes to get them over the hump, if you will. So this is very real. This is not like pretend, politics. They really will have an opportunity to engage and affect a serious election. And prayerfully, it becomes a training ground for them to get ready to participate in larger elections that take place across the city, across the state, across the country, and prepare them not just to vote, but also be aware of the issues and what the issues really are. I was looking at 5 things that are going to be a threat to democracy in the next 2 years. The first one was misinformation and disinformation. I was surprised at that. Number 2 was climate change. But number 1 was misinformation and disinformation, because there's a lot of mis and disinformation put out there in various places for various reasons. And ultimately, I think this is an opportunity for young people who are usually the target of misinformation to be able to get in front of this, to be able to organize themselves and have a reason to engage politically. So I'm excited about it. I want to thank the Municipal Council for doing this. Obviously, we support it, but it doesn't happen without the 5 votes on the Municipal Council. It doesn't happen without the leadership of the Council President, and definitely without the advocacy of the Institute for Social Justice. So we're glad to be first in the city of Newark, so hopefully the state of New Jersey, catches on with what the governor said and the legislature does the right thing. So congratulations to you young people here in the city of Newark. Now we have to engage some other folks to make sure we can execute this thing so you can actually vote in the elections coming up. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mayor, for being with us. I know you're on a tight schedule as always. If you see the mayor's schedule, you would just pass out. But thank you so much for being with us. I was saying before the mayor walked in that another fine gentleman from the South Ward approached the entire council, but specifically me as well, about this. And from the get-go, I was on board. I was like, yes, let's do it. And I just want to thank Ryan Haygood and the entire New Jersey Institute for Social Justice. We've been pounding away. I was saying that it seemed like it was last week, but then it really feels like it's been months. It's been about 3 to 4 months we've been talking about it, and finally we're here. So I'm just thankful for his team, for all of the organizations, for Vote 16 New Jersey, everyone who's come down and got on board. I see so many of you young people on social media, and it's like I saw you in person today. You made your way to Newark Chambers. I'm like, okay, come on in. But we're thankful for you guys, coming and being with us today in support of this. So at this time, I'm going to call up a young lady that's kind of been my hip buddy for the past couple of months. I want to call up Ms. Vargas, who's going to take us into our program.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy to be here right now. Hi, Maisha. At first, I just wanted to thank Council President McIver and the mayor for your leadership on this historic, groundbreaking, amazing opportunity that you're allowing 16 and 17-year-olds to vote in school board elections. I'm just here to MC today, so I'm not going to belabor this. I'm here to introduce the person who believed in me to get this legal research going and my policy brief that some of you've read. And, also Hanel Patel had a large part in this. But Ryan Haygood, President and CEO of the Institute, our mighty leader, to come up and speak more on Vote 16 New Jersey and the work ahead for Newark and also maybe some of the other cities to come.
Good afternoon. Come on, you all. Good afternoon. I just want to make a couple of quick points. One, the most obvious of which is that this is what democracy looks like. That this is what democracy looks like. For me, it's so gratifying to be in this moment. As McCowry shared, we started having conversations with the mayor and the city council with the president of the school board about a year ago in response to a couple things to contextualize this moment. We were looking, as you all have been looking, at the national attacks on school boards and teaching and curriculum around things like truth and history and structural racism and slavery, the effort to undermine the ability to teach the truth, both here in New Jersey and nationally. We were also looking at how young people, following then 17-year-old Darnella Frazier's recording of George Floyd's murder, helped to usher America into the largest social protest in American history. To Lloyd's point, between 12 and 26 million Americans following his killing were moved to the streets in protest of structural racism. We talked about those things with the mayor, the city council president, the city council, and we asked ourselves, how is it that that's the both state and national context, and yet here in Newark, turnout for local school board elections is an abysmal 3%. And yes, we realize that part of our voter engagement strategy has to be to get more currently registered voters to vote in these critical elections. But certainly another strategy could be to enfranchise younger voters in the election that matters most to them, the school board elections. It was then enter our colleague McCowry Vargas, a fantastic voting rights lawyer, who began to research what kind of authority do cities in Newark, New Jersey have to lower the voting age. And she found that the New Jersey State Constitution and its laws allow for the city of Newark and other cities who will follow our lead to lower the voting age too. And by doing so, by lowering the voting age today, as our city council has done in this historic way, soon to be signed by our leading mayor in this country, we will enfranchise more than 7,000 16 and 17-year-olds, 90% of whom are Black and brown, which brings me back to my very first point, that this is what democracy looks like. And so before I close, I just want to say in all candor, you can't do the kind of policy work that we've been able to do in the absence of courageous, inspired, visionary leadership that comes from the leadership of the mayor of the biggest city in New Jersey, Mayor Raz J. Baraka. So I want to acknowledge him. We were open to the idea immediately. And then came our city council president and her leadership, along with Councilman Dupree Kelly, along with Councilwoman Roundtree and my council, from the mighty South Ward, and the other members of the city council who today voted unanimously to move this historic ordinance into law. So we thank them for that. I just want to pause and ask you all to please look at the people who we centered in this effort. Those 16 and 17-year-olds who now have access to the fundamental right that is preservative of all other rights, that is the right to vote. And we thank them for their voices, which you'll hear soon. McCowry, back to you.
shorter than Ryan, obviously. Thank you, Ryan. I think now we can turn it over actually to two of the young people here with me, Nate and Brianna from the GEM Project. So for the next few speakers, it's going to be some of the young folks that you heard earlier today. First, we're going to start with the GEM Project, Nate and Brianna, and then I will introduce the others as they finish, but we'll hear from Vote 16 New Jersey and NAACP, my college, shortly after. Brianna and Nate, you guys can take it over.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous. But like allowing this legislation to pass, I think is very beneficial. Because me and Brianna, we see issues in our school, and then we wanted to speak out on it. And then I remember last year, Amanda in the GEM Project, we joined this, it was like a, what was it called?
It was a candidate forum with about leadership YMS to elect school teachers.
Student council.
Yeah.
Teacher council.
Teacher council.
It was a council. It was the school board. I'm sorry, school board. And then me and Brianna, we had our opinions on the people that were going. And we're like, wow, we really aligned with what this person was talking about. But then after the whole thing, we were like, oh, are we getting to vote? And it was like, no. And I'm like, what? That was really confusing to us because we were able to sit down, we were able to listen to everything they had to say, we were able to align our values like how normal voters would go, but then we couldn't vote. And it was just very unappealing. It was very where's the fair representation? So that's when I really stepped in, and I wanted to step in with the GEM Project. Yeah.
All right. So overall, to just sum up what Nate said, it honestly feels good for this law to be passed because it just shows how our voices make a difference. As in, me and Nate here advocating for 16-year-olds and people in our schools. So being here just makes it just shows that we care and we listen to we can make a difference and what has been said by friends and peers, and we're just here advocating for them in general. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Great job. So before we move on to our next speaker, I just wanted to thank our board member from the Institute, Paulette Brown. If you wouldn't mind standing up so we can all thank you for all the work that you do for us. Board chair. I am so sorry. Paulette Brown represents so much more than that to me, too. So next, I wanted to bring up two young people who I've worked with for the past year and are just truly incredible. Yenjay and Anjali, who co-founded Vote 16 New Jersey statewide and have been engaging with youth throughout the state.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anjali Krishnamurti, and alongside Yenjay Hu, we are the co-founders and executive directors of Vote 16 New Jersey. So after years of tirelessly advocating for this cause and searching high and low for individuals who would listen to the youth voice, we are really, really excited and grateful that the Newark City Council has decided to take this monumental initiative to lower the voting age to 16 in school board elections. And a word to describe this ordinance, we're speechless, honestly, but one word to describe it would be opportunity. It is so exciting that Newark students now have the opportunity to be the change in the midst of low turnout rates and low engagement, and it is relieving that the voices of underrepresented students in the city will finally be valued and will have the opportunity to have a voice in their own futures and their best interests. We look forward to working with Newark students in schools to ensure that they can achieve their highest potential of civic engagement for the sake of the future of both Newark youth and democracy. And for the rest of New Jersey, I hope that they can take away one thing from the passage of this ordinance, that is that New Jersey youth are immensely powerful, and we will not stop fighting until all of our voices are recognized on the ballot. So many students and young people showed up to this hearing today to tell their stories, prove their civic engagement, and showcase the significance of their voices. And this is just the start. So now I'd like to pass it over to my co-director, Yenjay.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm extremely happy, frankly, to see this ordinance pass. I mean, it's been an absolute journey over the past few years working on this initiative, and I'm extremely happy that with the unanimous support of the Newark City Council, we have passed this ordinance into law. But what this ordinance does is it has implications not just for the 7,000 students that are directly enfranchised by this currently. It will also have major implications for 40,000 Newark students that are currently in the system right now, and for all future students that will eventually pass through Newark's public schools. And so, by passing this ordinance, Newark is sending the message that youth should be involved in their government and that we should have a say in the issues that directly impact us. Newark is also creating a more engaged and educated electorate by introducing school board elections and as a stepping stone to full enfranchisement at 18. And our work here in Newark is not done. Even though we pass this law, we hope to continue collaborating with Newark to increase civic engagement and education among youth. With the help of residents, teachers, and students themselves, we'll work together to ensure that every single 16 and 17-year-old in Newark will make their voice heard in the coming school board election this April. I'm sure that youth will demonstrate just how much they want to be heard and how capable they truly are. It's incredible to have garnered so much support broadly for this initiative over the past few years. I would like to thank our coalition partners at the New Jersey Institute of Social Justice, Makari for working with us, and Ryan, of course. And of course, the NAACP Youth in College for helping us turn our vision into a reality. Their support has truly been instrumental in elevating the issue and of 16-year-old voting across the state. I'd also like to thank a couple other organizations, Vote 16 USA, the Vote 16 Research Network, the ACLU New Jersey, and many others who have helped us today achieve this historic change. More broadly, I look forward to the day when youth participation in politics is the expectation rather than a surprise. In the coming months and years, I'm excited to continue working towards this future by expanding 16-year-old voting in local elections statewide. Newark has set the example of what we hope every municipality across New Jersey will also do.
Thank you, Yenjay and Anjali. And now I'd like to call up Ms. Ryan Bates, President of NAACP Youth in College, to speak up. Yes, and everyone.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ryan Bates, a 19-year-old resident of New Jersey, and I proudly serve as the New Jersey State Conference National Association for the Advancement of Colored People Youth in College president. I currently am a student at Spelman College majoring in health sciences, and my aspiration is to be a chief executive officer of a hospital. About the NAACP Youth in College, we have over 25,000 members nationwide and over 500 members in the state of New Jersey, including Newark residents like our first Vice President, Kevin Bernard, who testified earlier in support of Vote 16 ordinance. Also here with me is Ms. Maisha Aziz, our state advisor, Christina Middlebrooks, our state secretary, and Jalen Silva, the Vice President of the newly chartered NAACP chapter at Rutgers Camden. We are here today because the New Jersey Institute of Social Justice asked us to join with Vote 16 New Jersey to be a part of this historical movement, a request we accepted wholeheartedly because youth participation in political activism is vital to the growth of society. We will be a part of a statewide aggressive campaign that will include voting education. We are working effortlessly within the New Jersey Institute of Social Justice and Vote 16 New Jersey to ensure that we uphold our promise of educating voters by conducting voter registration drives, promote media campaigns that will communicate the values of civic participation, voter turnout, and accountability. The Vote 16 movement is important because society needs a counterculture to the jail-prison pipeline. In a state where people as young as 14 can be tried as adults for criminal matters, all of New Jersey municipalities should swiftly vote, as the city of Newark did today. We need a vote to elect Pipeline, where youth can vote to elect and to be elected. Thank you all today.
Thank you so much, Youth in College. It's a pleasure to work with you all on this. And last but not least, I would like to call up our partner from the ACLU of New Jersey to come speak on this issue, on the ordinance passing, and what this means for their work also. Alejandra Sorto, everyone.
Hi, good afternoon. Those that know me know I love to chant, but I know we're indoors, so I'll owe you that. Good afternoon, I'm Alejandra Sorto. I'm a campaign strategist with the ACLU. We're a nonprofit organization based here in Newark and have over 40,000 members across the state. I can't even begin to describe how excited I am to be here today celebrating this historic win for Newark and for New Jersey. Today is not only historic, but it's such a necessary step for democracy at a time where democracy is under attack, not only across the country, but across the world. We're excited to see Newark take this historic and championing this step that will allow youth to have a voice in the issues that directly impact them and that will impact them for years to come. Today's measure will allow them to engage and have a voice in their education, in their lives, in their futures. I've had the honor of doing civic engagement work in many states, and let me tell you, young people are the most passionate, the most engaged, the leaders that we need, quite frankly. They were out in the streets day in and day out in the heat, registering voters, getting people out to vote, talking to their neighbors, to their family, to their community about the issues that impacted them, despite not being able to register or vote themselves, either because of their age or their immigration status, and yet they were the strongest advocates in their communities. So today's effort is not only historic, but it's such a necessary step to allow young people to be the leaders that they already are, but have a voice in the decisions that impact them directly. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thank you for Newark for being a leader on this issue, for everyone who made this possible, and we're excited for what's to come. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. That concludes our remarks. I once again want to thank everybody for coming at this time. I don't know if there's any questions from the press, but we'll entertain up 2 questions from the press. None? Okay. Oh, from press? Crystal?
Josie. Hi, yes, I'm with Chalk Beach. I have a question in regards specifically with engagement with Newark Public Schools. Will the city have a sort of component where it will push for civics engagement? And if so, how will they do that before the April election?
So yes, we do. Actually, the New Jersey Institute of Social Justice are actually already met with Newark Public Schools quite some time ago. But we do look to work with Newark Public Schools in terms of how we can do some collaboration for one education. We do look to do some workshops for young people and their parents about what this means next. As CEO Haygood mentioned earlier, at this point, the next thing is to our mayor's desk to sign it actually into law, which is the next step for it. But there are many conversations to be had. We also have plans to meet with our state delegation because we do want to be able to support and we want to be able to encourage them to implement civics back into the curriculum in New Jersey schools. While some districts do teach civics, I'm not sure that that's fully rolled out completely at every school here in the city of Newark, both traditionally public and public schooling. So that's something that we definitely want to be able to talk to other partners and other governments about. I do want to acknowledge, and I'm so grateful that he's here. He's just always here. He's like one of those, like, you know, you have like a little angel on your little left side or your right side of your shoulder. But we have our school board president here, Hassani Council, who is representing, and I'm sure through his leadership at Newark Public Schools, he will be talking about what's the next steps for them. them as a board. We do not govern the Newark public schools, and so we do not want to be able to, talk for them or what their next steps are. But definitely, I do want to acknowledge him here and thank you for his support and everything that he's doing, leading the state's largest school district. Thank you.
Just one more from tapping to Matt. Yes. Can we expect this to be rolled out at the next April school board election?
We hope so. There are a few things that need to happen. There are different things needs to go to the county. There are other conversations to be had, but we're hopeful that it can be for this April's election. We know time is moving quickly. You still need to get young people registered. That's important. So at the same time, we do have to have a few more conversations about that for this upcoming April election. You're welcome. All righty. That's it. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
My name is Henel Patel. I'm the Law and Policy Director at the New Jersey Institute for Social Justice. In the last few years, so many young people engaged, civically engaged, whether it's on social media, whether it's in traditional way there, whether it's in the streets. There are young people engaged and talking about Black lives, talking about gun control, talking about gun violence, talking about climate change, so many issues that matter to them. And we often, there's a tendency to look at these young people so engaged and go, it's going to be great when they actually have a say. But the reality is we don't have to wait for them to have a say. We have the power to give them one now, and that is what this is.
Hello, my name is Jalen Silva. I'm a sophomore at Rutgers Camden studying social work and psychology with a minor in criminal justice, aspiring to be a principal. As an aspiring principal, I do feel like youth civic engagement is important because starting young just means that you're more likely to do it when you get older. So if we want to see a habit of adults going out and doing it, we should start them at a younger age.
Hello, my name is Brianna Campbell. I am 16 years old, and I'm a junior at Science Park High School. As a 16-year-old, I'm able to have a voice in decisions that are made within the school board. I am socially aware of issues happening around my school and issues that I've heard from friends. So being able to talk about it today just shows that I'm here and my voice is being heard.
Yeah, I'm Sam Altman. I am 17 years old. I go to Westfield High School, and I'm aspiring to be an immigration lawyer when I grow older. I'm with Vote 16 New Jersey to try to lower the voting age across municipalities all across New Jersey. This is the first city, huge step. Job ain't finished though yet. We got to keep moving. Next city, let's go. Let's go.